Beloved, glorious I Am Presence, descend within me so that I can feel you in all parts of my being. Beloved Holy Christ Self, descend within me and fill me with your essence. To my divine self, I align all the other aspects of my being, including my personalities, body elemental, and new spirit. All of me is contained within my heart diamond and Metatron's cosmic egg. I am now ready for today's message. Greetings, beloveds. I know that this is a challenging time for almost all of you. So much energy is coming into the earth, and it is stirring up all the energies within all the aspects of your being, so that that which needs to be released can be, and that which needs to be anchored should be. Regardless if you have been on this path for a long or a short time, it is challenging for all of you. And I wish to remind you that you are never alone. There is always assistance available to you. But you must reach out and accept this assistance. As I have said in the past, the best way for you to avoid the difficulties of this process is to establish a connection with your I Am Presence. When your I Am Presence is anchored within you, or you are at least partially connected to it, when you are at the point where you are able to feel the peace of your I Am Presence, this will allow you to navigate these changes and transformations in the most easy and graceful way possible. When you are focused on the difficulties that you are experiencing, when you are focused on the bodily pains, or the scattered thoughts, or the distraught emotions, then that is what you will experience. And no one can take you out of that, beloveds. Because you, as the Master, are choosing your point of focus every single instant that you are alive. So those of you who are watching this video at least have the knowledge that you will experience whatever you focus upon. And you know that you have the choice to focus on your divine being rather than on your physically incarnate 3D self. It may not be easy for some of you to feel the effects of that focus. And so I will encourage you simply to practice as much as you possibly can to develop that focus. It must be to the point where you can feel the peace of your I Am Presence. That is what I would call the basic minimum requirement for that connection to have a positive effect in your life. So if you are having difficulty feeling the peace of your I Am presence, I would suggest that you start with the violet flame. Focus on the violet flame in your body, your thoughts, and your emotions, cleansing and purifying those aspects of yourself. That should make it easier for you to experience the peace of your divine presence. So do the violet flame for as long as it takes. For some, it might be a few minutes. For others, it might be half an hour or more. It all depends on how much negative energy is stored within your various subtle bodies. If you are just starting the practice of the violet flame, you probably have a greater amount stored up, and so it will take longer for you to attain a certain level of purity in order to be able to experience your I Am presence. If you have been working with the violet flame for a longer period of time, or simply have less negativity within you, then a few minutes should suffice for you to feel the peace of your I Am presence. Once you are able to feel it, then the next step is to maintain your focus upon it during the meditation that you are practicing. The next step would be to be able to maintain the feeling of peace when you stand up, leave your meditation, and begin your activity in the outer world. This is perhaps the hardest transition to make, because when you become physically active, most of your habits of thought and feeling and action come back into place. And most of those habits tend to be negative ones. They tend to be where you focus on the problem rather than on the solution. So, when you start to be physically active again, maintain some sort of mantra, such as, I am the peace of my I Am presence. And keep repeating that over and over so that you will not immediately jump into the negative thought patterns, which will cause you to leave that state of peace. Remember, whatever state you are experiencing, you are adding to that on the level of the collective consciousness. So if you are experiencing frustration, you are adding more frustration to the collective consciousness. And I know that what you wish to be adding is not any of the negative qualities. It is best for all concerned if you are adding to the collective consciousness those qualities that are of the light, that will be of assistance. That is the qualities of love, joy, and peace. So whatever state you are experiencing at any time, that is the quality of energy that you are adding to the collective consciousness. So make the conscious choice to only add positive, life-enhancing energies. You, of course, will be the first one to experience the benefits of this, because you will find yourself in a state of light and love and joy. And then you will be adding to the collective consciousness and making it easier for all of humanity to experience those feelings. This is why you are among the light bearers, the light workers, because it is up to you to help the rest of humanity. And you do this by helping yourself first. So you work on yourself, you do whatever is required to lift your consciousness into a state of positive qualities, and then you make it easier for others to do so. This is why you were born now, beloveds. Many of you have already gone through this ascension process before. And believe me, it does make it easier for you now to do it again, even though at times it may feel very difficult. It is much easier for you than for those who are going through it the first time. There is always that part of you that knows that you are on the right path, that knows that God is perfection, and that you can trust in all that you are receiving and in knowing. So please go forward with this, beloveds, trusting in yourselves, trusting in God, trusting in the divinity, so that you can automatically make that switch whenever you need to, from your physical consciousness into your divine consciousness, so that you need not experience all those heavy, negative emotions and thoughts that you are being bombarded with constantly. They are all around you. And for some of you, they are still very much within you. So remember to go through the process of using the violet flame to at least make your inner being as pure as you possibly can. Then focus on your I am presence and maintain that feeling within you as long as you possibly can, and especially as you begin to go about your outer activities. You will be able to do this, beloveds. Ask for my assistance. Ask for the assistance of the archangels to hold you in a protective sphere of light, so that you can develop these qualities from within. And then they will get to a point where you will no longer need protection, because you will be emanating such a great light that that light itself will serve as a force field that will not allow any negativity into it, because the force of the radiation of your light will be so great that there will only be light, beloveds. I thank you so much for listening to this video. I love you and I bless you always. I am Metatron.